I just don't want to. That's good. That's good right now.
Excuse me, the meeting has started. The notice requirements of the New Jersey Public Meetings Law have been satisfied by forwarding a news release to the Asbury Park Press on December 20th, 2014, stating that a regular meeting of the Colts Neck Township Committee would be held on June 10th, 2015 at 7:30 p.m. Town Hall. The notice requirements have been posted on the township website, and a copy is on file in the office of the township clerk.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Scordo.
Here.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Here.
Committeeman Macnell.
Here.
Mayor Shatzel.
Here.
And Committeeman Engel is away on business.
Thank you. Item number 1 is approval of minutes, meeting May 27, 2015. Any additions, corrections from the committee?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Scordo.
Yes.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Committeeman Macnell.
Yes.
Mayor Shatzel.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to move item number 16 to item number 2, and then one down from every one of those. It happens to be a motion to approve the vouchers.
So moved. Second.
Great. Mike, you want to just chat about that for a second?
Sure. The voucher totaled $3,719,400. I've reviewed all of those vouchers. As is often the case, since we have some new folks here, it sounds like a horrific number, but it's actually 3.3 or 3.4 million of the 3.7 is actually collected taxes for the Freehold Regional High School District, the Colts Neck Local District, and the other Board of Education, and transfer of those monies to those entities on behalf of the township. So I would ask that those vouchers be approved.
Yes, that's the motion. I need a second, please.
Second.
Great. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Orgo.
Yes.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Committeeman Macnell.
Yes.
Mayor Shatzel.
Yes, except to exclude T and M for myself. Thank you.
Beth, the Committeeman Macnell, I think, also would.
Just a statement from us, please.
Our next item is exciting, which is a presentation from our Clean Communities Awards. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Mann.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you all for attending this evening. It's a record turnout. But as I was watching America's Got Talent last night, they have nothing over you. You really do have talent, and your posters show it. You really got the message. I was very excited. Each year they get better and better and better. And I'd like to thank the township for sponsoring this with us today. And I'd like to turn it over to Amy Desmond, your teacher, who will read your names. And what we would like you to do in an orderly fashion is go and get your poster and then stand in front of the table. Afterwards, we're going to go outside, and Mayor Shatzel will have a picture with you on the front steps, okay? All right, is that clear now? All right, let's take it.
All right, congratulations to all of our winners. It does not say on the envelope whether you were first place, second place, or third place, but you're all winners, so that part doesn't matter. So can I have Aiden Donahue come up first? Is Aiden here?
Hey, Jim.
Congratulations. Christina Dowd. Thank you. Congratulations, Christina. And these three are from my homeroom. So Aiden was first place, Christina was second place, and Jared Christmas third place. We also have two special awards. Mrs. Mann, did you want to speak about those real quick?
Yes.
Or should I save them for the end?
Save them for the end.
You got it. Sorry, special friends, you're waiting till the end. All right, from Mr. Manner's class. First place, Abigail Sessa. Yep, second place is Madison Burke. obstacle course there. Good job. Congratulations, Evan. Second place, Cody Abutel. And third place, Patrick Keenan. I think this is Mrs. Starr, so I have this right. Elena Krasankis, first place. Congratulations. And second place from Mrs. Starr's homeland, Christian Thompson. And third place is Giovanni Clemente. Unless she's tracks behind the crowd. All right, this is Maiden's homeroom. First place, Julia Ann Kelly. Second place, Lauren Alaya. And third place, Alexa Vieira. And that brings us to our final two.
Now, our final two, I have a special favor to ask for the final two. Would they give me permission to put their poster in the newspaper in the fall to help solicit volunteers to go and clean the roads? They were exceptional in the fact that they were soliciting people to come and join our organization, which I thought was wonderful. So, would you like to present them?
Yes. We would like to know if Sophia Dietrich will give permission.
And this is Sophia's, and I thought that was really, really super. Look at that. And then holding hand, that's great for you, for beach sweets.
Nice job. And our other special recipient is Frankie Rizzuto. Hopefully we'll give you this. And one more round of applause for all of our So I think we're going to, after we have a little photo op here, we're going to go outside and put ourselves out on the steps in a nice orderly way so we can do a nice photo. Maybe for a paper or something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, so we're going to head out to the steps. Is a wonderful item as well. We have appointment of a new Cold Snake police officer. I'm going to turn it over to our chief of police. Chief Slaughter.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, everybody. I'd like to thank the Township Committee for replacing Officer Mason that recently resigned and went to another municipal police department. So this appointment will keep our current department minimum staffing strength at 20 officers. I would like to commend our current officers, as always, for doing such a great job and doing more with less. In a time where law enforcement, we in law enforcement, are being attacked just for wearing our uniform and our badge. So thank you. Thank you for keeping this community safe and secure. So again, great job. Our recommended candidate has completed the selection process. and background checks and is cleared for employment as a probationary police officer, Mayor. And I would like to present for employment Whitney Molinelli, a resident of Oakhurst, Ocean Township. She graduated from the Monmouth County Police Academy Special 1 class in May of 2012 and Special 2 class in May of 2013. And she's been working for the Allenhurst Police Department as a Class 1 Special Officer and a Class 2 since then. Before that, she was a health and phys ed teacher at Ocean Township, in Ocean Township. She's scheduled to attend the next Monmouth County Police Academy starting on August 3rd, where she will be attending on a waiver, meaning that she only goes part-time while she's working full-time for the police department on patrol. And she'll be scheduled to work, obviously, on this coming Friday. So there's no time off. I'll be ready to work. Just a couple other things. I just want to welcome aboard and thank Whitney's husband, John, and the two great, lovely kids there, Joseph and Rayanne. Welcome to our team in supporting Whitney in her law enforcement and Mom in her law enforcement endeavors. I also want to welcome her mom and dad who came up from North Carolina, Jacqueline and Harvey. And Harvey is a retired juvenile correction officer, so thank you for your service. Mayor?
Thank you. We have a resolution that I'm proud to introduce, Resolution 2015-75, resolution confirming appointment of police officer Whitney Molinelli.
Moved. Second.
Comments? Motion. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Littlefield?
Yes.
Chairman Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mayor McDowell?
Yes.
Mayor Shafter?
Yes. So it's my privilege to go ahead and give you your shield, which is number 60. And I just wanted to share with you from my very first time that before I met Whitney is, of course, we get resumes. And I think it sums up the type of police officer we're going to have. Under her objective, she wrote, "Motivated to advance my career in law enforcement through hard work and dedication while upholding the high standards of the community with integrity, confidence, and problem-solving skills. Believes that one's eagerness to learn communication, teamwork, and leadership skills are the dynamics of a successful law enforcement officer." I think that sums up a lot of who we're getting tonight. So, congratulations.
Nobody bachelor, folks. Stand right up and take pictures.
Yes, indeed.
I'll talk with you, John.
After me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
Do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in the state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of
perform all the duties of the office of
Police Officer, Township of Colts Neck,
Police Officer, Township of Folsom,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Yes. We're going to take a 5-minute recess. Order, and we'll go to item, our presentation of 2014 annual audit. Our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Antonides, is here tonight to speak on this. John.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the Township Committee. We all received your audit, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. Some basic highlights from it. I don't know if you have it, but it's on sheet 11 is the changes in fund balance for the year. Last year, we generated $33,000 less in surplus than the prior year. We went from $1,726,000 to $1,693,000. However, the good news is, in 2015, we used $46,000 less in surplus, for a net increase of $13,000 between the 2 years. The biggest generation, obviously, for surplus is our budget reserve, which lapses over tax collection, interest on taxes, not interest on investments. And that generates the most surplus for the town. The things to look forward to in the future, next 2 years, we still have about $139,000 each year to pay off our FEMA loan for Sandy. If we receive no more funds coming in, that would be the number. And the good news is there were no audit comments this year for 2014. Everybody in the staff, town hall, and the various departments does a tremendous job, and shows by having no comments in the audit. Any questions?
I've had a chance over the years to read a number of these reviews, and it was just, again, to your staff and yourself, great job. They struggled even to write the letter, I think. Right. Each, at the end of the paragraph, it said, well, we just talked about the need to be addressed here in the township of Colts.
Right.
Well done.
Okay.
Gentlemen?
No.
Okay. Thank you for coming in for that short, brief, but that's good. You did such a nice job. So we have a resolution 2015-76, resolution confirming certification of 2014 audits. Any comments? Motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Orgo?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mayor McNabb?
Yes.
Mayor Shackler?
Yes. So our clerk is for signing of the resolution is coming around. Or signing of the affidavit, I'm sorry, that says that your committee reviewed all of what we just spoke about. Yes.
Didn't tell you about casual so much,
Yeah, they do.
And let the record show that the present committeemen all have signed the affidavit and will be returned to our clerk.
Mr. Mayor, just, I think we have to go back, because there's looks like there's 2 copies.
You can go right back.
I'll let you guys make sure. John, there's one set, with the exception of committee angles or signatures now.
Who has signed the file? Committee Angle has signed the affidavit.
Okay.
Thank you.
John, you're welcome to stay with us.
Yeah, if I choose them all, mine too.
Thank you. Next item, ordinance 2015-9, is ordinance amending chapter 258, sewage disposal systems, subsection 2, fees. This is the first reading by title. We've discussed this in a few prior meetings. We're continuously looking at the fees that we charge for permits, inspections, and such. Our goal is to make sure that, without a doubt, that we cover the cost of our personnel to go out and do these inspections. Our health officer found that we were a little behind in some of the health fees. So the next 3 ordinances I'll be reading pertain to that. So this one in particular talks about sewage disposal systems. Any comments from the committee?
No.
Good. Motion, please.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Orgo?
Yes.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Committeeman McNabb.
Yes.
Mayor Shatner.
Yes, public hearing, June 24, 2015. Ordinance 2015-10, an ordinance amending Chapter 263, water supplies, individual and semi-public. This is the first reading by title. Any comments? Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Longo.
Yes.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Committeeman McNabb.
Yes.
Mayor Shatner.
Yes, also public hearing, June 24, 2015. Ordinance 2015-11, an ordinance amending Chapter 243, food establishments, retail. First reading by title. Any comments?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Longo.
Yes.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Committeeman McNabb.
Yes.
Mayor Shatner.
Yes, also public hearing, June 24, 2015. Next item is a resolution 2015-77, resolution authorizing applicant to the application to the Superior Court seeking declaratory judgment, grant temporary immunity from Mount Laurel lawsuits, and verifying full compliance with the Fair Housing Act. Committeeman McNally, would you mind chatting on this a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. As part of the recent Supreme Court COA decision, abolishing COA and returning jurisdiction to the Superior Court, one of the, it opens up municipalities to lawsuits under Mount Laurel, under affordable housing. And what this application to the court will do, assuming that it is granted, will give the municipality temporary immunity from those lawsuits pending disposition or determination by the court as to our affordable housing obligation. I don't know how to, I mean, it's pretty much what this, how does supply it. It's, it is stop the builders, it will stop the builders remedy lawsuits pending disposition of the determination of our affordable housing obligation.
Thank you.
It's kind of part of the roadmap that the Supreme Court laid out for municipalities.
Any other comments? If not, motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Longo.
Yes.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Committeeman McNabb.
Yes.
Mayor Shatner.
Yes. Next item is a motion or a consent agenda, which I have just the one. Resolution 2015-78, resolution authorizing reduction of performance guarantees, planning board application number 704. It happens to be on Cross Road. Any comments from the committee?
Move.
Second. Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Longo.
Yes.
Committeeman Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Committeeman McNabb.
Yes.
Mayor Shatner.
Yes. We have a discussion of Committeeman Fitzgerald on the joint insurance fund.
Thank you, Mayor. I did ask for this to be placed on the agenda because we had a conversation a number of years ago, and I think that periodically we ought to take just a look at what all of our insurance coverages are, and we did do that with the administrator and also with John and Tanya, who just left us. We had the joint insurance fund folks in to go through the coverages to see, make sure we have the coverages that ought to be in place, and that all of our entities are covered, including the fire companies, first aid squad, obviously the police department, recreation, covered also some of the issues with disability, and an effort which, as you know, is currently being championed by Committeeman McNally about expediting the payment of any outstanding bills, etc. So I just wanted the public to know that we have taken a look at that, to make sure the coverages are in play and that are where they ought to be, and also make sure that we have some maybe regular, maybe biannual, like once every 2 years, we take a look at that just to make sure that we're up to speed on that.
Okay, thank you. Anything from the committee on Committeeman Fitzgerald report? Okay. Administrative report.
Just a few items. The Department of Public Works was inspected by OSHA, which is the Occupation Safety and Health Administration. Such inspections are not uncommon at all. They're almost always at DPW facilities. Thanks to the efforts of the staff down there, we passed. I went down to talk to the OSHA guy just in case, and there was nothing to talk about because the staff, and that includes Ed, who's not here anymore, recuperating, but, everything was just fine. The guy even said to them on the way out, "Nice job, folks." I had some recent communication with Scott Stevens, DOT. The mayor had attended a meeting of it, paving Route 34. That is not, however, until late next spring. So the mayor asked if DOT would look at certain sections of the road that may not make it till spring of 2016. Mr. Stevens has sent a maintenance supervisor down to survey that road and see what can be done on a temporary basis to hold it until next year, when they do the override. The Clean Water Action, which is part of the New Jersey Environmental Federation, will be conducting an education and fundraising drive in our town. They will be collecting and educating from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Door-to-door talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Make sure everybody knows, someone knocks on your door
Yeah.
before 9, that's who it is. They've come here before.
Yeah, they're exempt from a lot of local ordinances because we question about 9 o'clock. Somebody knocks on my door at 9 o'clock, it better be a really good reason. And they tell you the largest single check we ever got was at 9 o'clock at night, you know, yada, yada, yada. So it's going to happen. Just the committee wanted everybody to know.
We need to be young folks.
Colts Neck also received the Monmouth County Parks 2014 annual report, if you are interested. You can view it online, www.monmouthcountyparks.com, and there's a tab about us that will give you the full report on the county parks. And finally, first responder activities through May. First aid, 228 calls. Fire, 111 calls. 1,301 traffic stops, and our officers, many of whom you saw tonight, have patrolled 19,425 miles as of the end of May.
For the
That's
year.
it.
Yeah, that's the gentleman.
Excellent. Tom, what was the date for the survey of the folks that come in the ocean?
Clean Water Act.
Clean water?
The Monday after, no, they said, because we have volunteers, we're going to start in June. It'll be off and on for a couple of months.
We do have a do not knock ordinance in town, just like there's do not call laws, if you will. Somehow, some way, this organization has found a way around those types of ordinances. So they should have ID, they should identify themselves, and of course, if you make the call, if you answer it or not to somebody you may not know. Thank you. We're going to move on to township committee reports. Michael, can I start with you?
Sure. Shade Tree Commission continues with their work, so they planted some trees out next to the town hall. What else? Planning board, which was last night. Actually, it's a very late calendars these days, obviously, but professionals have done a great job of making sure that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Last night, one of the applications got adjourned because they had failed to notify Verizon at the correct address, which was one of the property ones within 200 feet of the application. So they're on it. I suspect it was just a telephone pole, probably. And what else was that? Sports Foundation we met sometime. And I think that's it there.
Russell. Okay, I think we should be along.
So our cleanup day went off pretty well this year. I don't know how any of those of you participated, but I'm more speaking from the perspective of the acceptability of both the county and the state, and I'm pleased to report again that our DPW did a great job accommodating the wishes of the state and the county insofar as providing necessary dumpsters, containers, and making sure nothing touched the ground, and we accommodated them, they were happy, and they'll leave us alone until next year. The only thing that I think our administrator recommended is we may shift the time next year, maybe a half hour earlier, because some of the receiving sites close a little bit earlier on that day, so we just may move everything back a half hour now next year. We'll let you know about that as the time comes.
Tom?
The only thing we had was CNBA today, and I brought it up to them. I was out in Lancaster a week or two ago, and they had a great big billboard that said, "Welcome to Lancaster," and it had a lot of different things on it. So they're looking into going to rent one of the billboards here in town, and maybe try to put that on and get other people or parts of the township volunteer groups, like the fire company, first aid, and, welcome to Cold Snap and that type of thing. And that's what they're working on right now. That's it. And I'm looking for somebody to be president.
No, thank you, Bill. I had a chance to do a number of activities since our last meeting. One of them was going to the PTO Annual Recognition Awards and Luncheon. I was pleased to give a proclamation to somebody that was retiring, if you will. Her children are now going to high school, so she's joining that PTO. She was on the executive board, Mrs. Ellen Schauer, for 5 years, and so I was pleased to recognize her at the Board of Education meeting. Remember that your fair is around the corner, August 20th to 23rd. We're looking for any assistance. If you'd like to be involved, please see me at any time. We've spoken about the roundabout. Now it's been several weeks. I've heard lots of comments. It's doing the job of the calming traffic pattern. So I'm excited about that, and that it's open and it's done. And thanks to our administrator for pushing that, especially the last week or so, to get that done. To where it's open.
Fred's last name, Sergio?
Cat works in the county engineering office. If I call poor Fred once, I call poor Fred like 15 times. Daily, multiple times daily. He was the epitome of professionalism and courtesy, up to and including the night that it opened. He said, "One of my guys lives in Cold Snap. I will get him on his way home when it's dark to make sure everything is okay." We could not have asked for more cooperation with the county engineer.
Excellent. There are still a few tweaks to take place in the project, permanent lighting, different landscaping as the seasons change. So there's still some things that are happening at that level, but the road is fully open, and we expect it to remain fully open as those tweaks take place there.
You better call Fred tomorrow and tell him to put in trees at the time.
Here we go. There's another one for us. The temperature is tough. Speaking of Sports Foundation, as mentioned earlier, it's an exciting time for many of us being out on the baseball fields and playoffs and championship Saturday just this week coming up. So Mr. Bartolomeo and I have spent many hours out on the field cheering our youngsters on, and that's going real well. The Sports Foundation does just a spectacular job on that. On Saturday, it's a wonderful event. Mr. Garrido was one of my coaches many years ago. He passed away some time ago, and people of that caliber gets things named after them and events. And there's a home run derby. This is probably our third, fourth year that his son, AJ Garrido, really spearheads, and the Sports Foundation is taking that on. Just a fun time. And I think I'm actually up to taking a crack at the bat today, this year. We'll see when Saturday comes. I watch the kids go, and then I can't do it. So yeah, not good. Our Women's Club continues to do excellent work. We appreciate that, as our emergency services always do. And I'd like to welcome Peter from the News Transcript that's joining us tonight. Welcome, and once again, we're very approachable when you have questions, so we'll be happy to help you out there. With that, I'll go to comments from the public. Mr. Sawyer.
Thank you, Mayor. Really quick on the CFO and the audit. That was a great job. If I recollect, last year there was a couple little minor comments, but that's a pretty big accomplishment, and that was really good for John and his staff and you guys. And also, I just want to say good job to Elaine Mann on, I guess, coordinating the Clean Communities Awards. That looks like that's a great event, well attended for the kids. My last comment that I had is really a letter I want to read to you, Mayor. I have a copy for you, which I'll give to you, as well as to the town attorney, and as well as to Beth Carrott to be added to the minutes.
Everything will go to the clerk. Thank you.
Yes. Dear Mr. Mayor, in follow-up to your in follow-up to your interruption of my public comments at the last Township Committee meeting on May 27, 2015, you inquired about the relevance to a certain part of my public comments to the business of government. To be very clear, my comment was in direct response and counter to your own very public comments at the May 13, 2015 Township Committee meeting. Hence, the clear relevance which somehow you failed to see because, one, it was proving you to be utterly disingenuous to the public, and two, now explains why you attempted...
Jeff, you are entitled to your opinion. You can
Yes.
send a letter, and you can put the letter. But to stand at a public meeting and to take shots and editorializing on a private nature are not appropriate.
It's
They're
not
appropriate.
It's not. This is not a private nature.
Yes, it is. When you're
Good,
choosing
because-
an individual member of this governing body,
He interrupted me.
a genuine member, you are taking a personal attack on that member of the
So-
governing body. And that is not the purpose of public
Okay.
sessions under the law.
Mr. Attorney, are you not allowing me to read this letter then?
You can read anything you want as long as you are not taking personal attacks against an individual member of this governing body.
Okay.
It is not appropriate under the law to utilize public time for the purposes of taking personal attacks. You're certainly welcome to submit your letter, but to stand here and have all of us listen to a personal attack of anybody is inappropriate.
It's not a personal... What he did to me was probably personal in terms of interrupting my comments. I'm trying to explain my points, and he just doesn't want to have the public hear my comments. So...
I don't know what he wants to not, but he is entitled to run a meeting, and you're entitled to speak at a meeting.
Yes.
But you are not to take a personal shot and call people, editorialize on what their actions are. You're not supposed to do that.
Okay,
So,
I'm not...
sorry to go that way, and
I'm not
you can editorialize your letters as you go along and not take those personal shots.
Okay, so you think this is an editorial in your interpretation?
That particular line that I just heard, before you got any further, was a shot at an individual member of this governing body to say what his actions were, and I felt that was a personal shot, and I'm not...
Well, that's your personal opinion.
And I'm a lawyer.
Absolutely, and I respect that as the lawyer, that you have that right and obligation to make those judgments on that. But because he interrupted me, because I didn't get a chance to finish my public comment at the last meeting, which you were not present to hear or witness yourself, unless, you went to the, video to see the interruption.
Sorry, I did not.
Okay, I understand that. But he interrupted me, so that's why I was attempting to explain, because, again, it's a form of censorship in terms of those interruptions that have been made numerous times, not just by the mayor, sitting mayor now, but prior mayors that are sitting right next to you, too, in terms of Mr. Fitzgerald and Mr. Mack now.
Well, all I'm saying is, you're certainly entitled to your opinion, you're entitled to make your statement, you're entitled to submit
Okay.
your letter. But you are not entitled to take public shots of individual members of the governing body. That's
Okay.
not allowed.
It's not a public shot. It's making information known to the public.
We are into the comments from the public. Those comments are to be informative, but not a personal attack. And so I'm
Okay.
saying that I took what your comment was as a personal attack, which is outside the parameters of what the law allows. So continue with your letter if you want.
Okay.
I'm not telling you not to continue, but don't take a personal shot, because if you don't, go stop you again.
Okay, all right. So you can interrupt me again
I will.
if you feel if it's
I
a personal attack.
I will.
Okay. So let me just see where I left off here.
Disingenuous.
Okay, yes, disingenuous to the public, and now explains why you attempted to interrupt and otherwise censor my comments so the public would not hear the truth about you misleading badges of courage and honor. During the May 13th meeting, you clearly proffered a belief to everyone present that you're an active firefighter, risking life and limb to the betterment of the community, which could not be further from the truth.
Okay, again,
Okay?
you're saying that, you're calling him a liar, and I'm saying that's inappropriate.
Yes. Well, in fact, I am calling him a liar.
Well, I'm telling you,
Let-
not
let-
during the public
let-
session, you're not going to.
Let's just, acknowledge the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Okay. So I guess continue then, and I guess you'll interrupt me if
You're not going to go in that line, you're not going to call him.
Okay, so I'll just go to the next line then. So not only was my interrupted comment pointing out to the public your disingenuous statement, but also pointing out to the public the disservice you personally did to each firefighter who actually
All right, I'm
does.
going to make a recommendation to the governing body that because you're continuing in that
Okay.
vein, that your letter be filed with the clerk and made a public document, but that it's not going to be read and take those attacks. Because
Okay.
I, for one, feel that you're violating what the law is, and if you're going to take the personal attacks, I've tried to ask you a couple times
Okay.
not to file a letter with the clerk, and I asked the governing body to say that's the end of it.
So, okay, so you'll,
So moved.
okay.
I'm on board.
I just have an open Public Meeting Act protest. Dear Mr. Mayor, for the record, my name is Jeff Sauter, a resident of Colts Neck Township. I protest the censorship of my comments. I ask that you, the mayor, reconsider your committee's intent to censor and interrupt my comments, which I believe directly relate to our residents and our community, and further ask that this protest be recorded in the official minutes of this Township Committee meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Other comments? Mr. Ryan.
Why are you going after people like this? And why are you bringing up people when they're volunteering? Just, you can answer that question.
Yeah, you can give a question that we can throw out there to me. I don't expect an answer,
Okay,
but
I've seen you on fire calls, all right? I've seen what you've done, okay?
you know what, you're,
There's nothing with the volunteers, in my mind, are goals, all right? They're the ones getting up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, then they're going out into the highway, putting people on stretchers, or maybe going into a house, all right? Nobody should go after that, seriously.
well,
It sits wrong, it's just not right.
what I can say is that I thank you for your continued years of service in the community, and I'll see you on calls, as I just saw some of my fellow first aiders on a call.
I don't even think that's what the right thing to happen.
And we know what's right and wrong, and we're on the same page.
You know, it's just not right. This is not right. Plain and simple. People going out of their way to help people. How can you say anything? It's like you're comparing what, a guy in the National Guard to a guy in Afghanistan? Are you kidding me? Is the danger different? Yes.
Thank you.
Not the same. I'm sorry.
Other comments? Mrs. Mann?
Yes, I would like to report on our Clean Communities fair that they have in Long Branch. It was our annual conference. They had 1,450 children attend the first day. Then we had the conference, and then we had the dinner, and it was a very big success. Actually, it's the most amount of people they've ever had at one of the conferences. We did discuss a lot of things. Actually, when the ordinance to pick up trash and what have you, enforcement was a big deal all throughout the state of New Jersey. So they're going to try to have better laws that our police can enforce for cleanups and what have you. And that was about all.
Great. Thank you for that information. Great. Other public comments? Mr. Sauter?
Thank you, Mayor. Just in response to my neighbor, Alan Ryan's comments down there, I think if I was allowed to finish my letter, you would clearly hear that I'm fully and have always supported the volunteer firefighters and first aiders that have done this. I just don't support those that don't participate, which I was attempting to prove otherwise, but thank you. Thank you for your service, Alan Ryan.
Yeah, Ruth Bender. I just want to comment that I've been a first aider for 9 years, and of those 9 years, your service has been invaluable to First Aid Squad. First, as a training officer, and you do what you can. You've got a lot of other things that you do for this township as a volunteer, and I personally don't appreciate the attack that you're doing.
Thank you for your comment. Any other comments? Mr. Wilcox?
The application for temporary immunity on is is that a fairly sure thing? You're asking for something? Is it a little bit of a wild
That's a
card?
good question.
And are we the only town doing this, or is there a whole lot of this?
We're following the herd.
Yeah, we're following the roadmap that the Supreme Court laid out for us in their recent Supreme Court decision. I assume that almost every other municipality in the state will be doing the same thing, because nobody wants to start, now that the door's open to builders remedy lawsuits, nobody wants to start getting hit with them. I mean, not to say that we will, or, I mean, but you just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So do we anticipate the application will be granted? We anticipate it, but gotta wait for the judge to hear it and see what the judge does.
Mayor, can I add just a comment? Folks, so you know, it's somewhat new right now because the court set a deadline of July 9th, I think, for the filing of this stay. So we're a little ahead of the curve because we wanted to make sure that we got our lawyers out there and got everything filed before that July 9th deadline. And I will tell you that the rumblings from the county courthouses are, it's going to take a long time for them to have a judge in each county who's going to hear these motions. So we expect it to be a significant time slog. But we want to make sure that we do every milepost or jump every hurdle that the Supreme Court laid out in their opinion, and that's the first one McNeil set out. They said, if you're going to file this request for a stay, you have to do it by July 9th, so everybody did it. I'd be shocked if they don't do it, then they're going to do it times 552 across the state.
Yeah, and then the other practical problem is if they don't grant them, then the court's going to be inundated with builders remedy lawsuits. Not necessarily us, our municipality, but those municipalities that are more susceptible to them because of their demographics could be really exposed, and you could get, the courts can't accommodate what we have now, never mind a whole bunch of builders remedy lawsuits on really arguing over parameters that I haven't even been defined yet. So we think they'll be granted. It's practical.
Anything else? John?
In reference to Fulton's question, will it be our township committee lawyer or our special counsel on affordable housing? Dominic, yeah, Dominic, okay, thank you. And do we know, has the assignment judge picked a judge who's going to be hearing all this? Do we know that?
We know that there is a judge that is presently considering that, Judge Capalco, but I don't think we know for certain that he's going to be the designated judge to hear these co-op lawsuits down the road. So
it's county by county, yeah. There's 21 judges that now they're going to be basically taken out of the loop of doing what they used to do, and they're not going to know it.
Thank you.
But that's the judge that we know so far. That's handling this at this juncture.
Yeah, just one last comment on the first aid member here, really quick. Well, it's actually addressed to you, Mr. Mayor, from the town attorney's comments, that he could allow other members of the public speak highly of you, of your service to the community. However, the town attorney shuts me down as a member of the public when I am attempting to present evidence that refutes your at least involvement on the fire company. So that's all I just wanted to say. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Any other comments? What a wonderful night. Have that many children come in and participate in a program like that. To be able to swear in a new police officer, to keep our staffing at 20, to have neighbors share some of your time with us. It's always appreciated. With that, I'll go into Resolution 2015-79, executive sessions. Any comments? Second. All in favor? Aye. Great. Thank you.